Kastking Valiant Eagle BFS reel. I'm going to give you my review of it, and I'll start off by kind of showing you it, putting the specs up, and then showing you a little on the water casting. I don't have an action camera yet, so forgive me for the lack of quality in that footage, but I'll get to the review in a moment. Thank you. Alright, so the Kastking Valiant Eagle, I got a little bit heavier of a lure on now. I got either a 4.5 or a 5 gram hurricane thing, and this thing just flies. I mean, just my first Valiant Eagle with a 2.5 gram minnow bait, and very Alright, hi. I've been fishing with the Valiant Eagle for about 2 weeks now. Took it out about 4 times, and I want to give you guys my feedback on it so far. So first, there's a lot to like about it, and there's a few things that I dislike about it. Alright, and my initial experience with the Valiant Eagle was horrible. Took it out, and usually I start by casting like a 5.5 gram to a 5 gram minnow bait with it, and I usually set the brakes, at about 70% and try it out. And the first few casts, major backlashes. I'm talking, eagle's nest, right? Not even a bird's nest we have. And with these backlashes, line got in the spool, all tangled, just horrible experience. So yeah, I switched to another reel because I was there to kind of, give it a few casts, and that was it. The next time out, I started it again, but this time I jacked the brakes all the way up to max brakes, all right, which they're kind of at now, and I tightened the tension knob a little more than normal. A lot of videos say you just want this to eliminate side-to-side movement, but I did it more like a regular bait caster, to where it would just barely drop and not overrun at all when it touched the water. And then I had amazing results. All right, I was able with the 5.5 gram lure to back it down to about an 8 and still get really good results. And I was able to cast 3.5 gram lures, 2.5 gram lures with ease, but again, I'm between a 10 and a max break on that. That's how you got to do it. So even I did cast some 1.5 gram lures, not comfortably. It's not something I would like to do all the time. You do get some overruns, and it's still not there, but it was much better than any of the other reels. So distance wise, I think it's great. It just, these brakes, I don't really think they're designed for just the BFS model. I imagine that, I think according to one of the Kastking videos I saw, this is going to be a whole line of reels. So I imagine these brakes are designed for all the reels across the board. And I feel like that's the way Kastking has been doing it with their models. The Mega Jaws, I think they have the BFS model now on AliExpress. And the only difference there is, a lighter handle on a lighter spool. The rest of the reel is the regular Mega Jaws, right? So I feel like it's kind of just adapted technology, which is fine. I mean, it saves money and it allows them to make a BFS reel, but don't expect to be using the full range of brakes here. I mean, you're basically from 7 to max. That's it, in my opinion. So that's one of the weaknesses there, and just be aware of that out of the box. Don't try to mess around, at least in my opinion, with the lower range of the brakes. All right, next I'm going to show you some pictures to kind of outline a few of the differences between these two reels. All right, so I'll show you some images. The first is the difference between the brakes. On the left is the Valiant Eagle. On the right is the Kastking Zephyr. You can see they have different braking system. Then here is the tension knob system for the Valiant Eagle. Metal rod there. And now the tension knob system for the Zephyr, a plastic piece. So I hope these images show you a little bit more about how these two work. And here's my experience with the brakes. Very different from Kastking, and again, pretty much max brakes or at least 7+. Alright, so I hope those pictures kind of illustrate the differences between the Kastking Zephyr and the Kastking Valiant Eagle in terms of brakes and kind of the tension knob system that connects to the short shaft spool. There are some differences there. As far as the brakes concerned, I think I do like the brakes better on kind of the Zephyr. They're the same brakes that are on that DMK Alpha SL, and I think these brakes, you know, you cast it out, you don't have the backlash, you don't have the overruns at the end. I think that's kind of the same brakes that are in the Kastking Crixus and a lot of other reels, and that, in my opinion, works well for BFS. There's some carryover. These brakes, I think, you know, they work well, but you're only limited to the very top range of the brake setting. So once you get over that, it's fine. Me personally, I don't mind. I think there are some people out there that say, you know, I don't like using max brakes, or I shouldn't have to use max brakes. And then if you're one of those people, you might not like this reel, right? Because that's pretty much where you're at. For me, fish don't care if I'm at max brakes, you know. I don't really care. The overall performance works. And I think the main reason that we're there is, again, they're just using kind of adapting the technology from a bass reel to BFS, and that's why you're limited. I mean, on the site for this, it does show that, you know, this is only for new anglers or something, it says, and, you know, you can, or extreme wind, but I think, again, that's for the bass model. I don't think it applies to BFS. For me, it's pretty much, you know, 7 on down is just the eagle's nest, like I said, and then, you know, 8 to 9 maybe for some heavier BFS range, and then, you know, 9 to max for the rest of the range of BFS. But once you get over that, it works great. It is a good reel, and I like it. One more small issue is kind of, it feels good as you're using it. You know, it's smooth, as everyone likes to say about every reel these days, right? Feels, you know, pretty well built, I guess you could say. You know, it's got that nice winding action and feeling, but there is a little bit of play in the anti-reverse, right? It's not, in my opinion at least, I don't think it's from being like kind of over greased or anything, or greased anti-reverse bearing. It just feels that there's some play in there. I will probably take it apart later to see what the issue is, see if it improves, but that's just something. It's not something that's a major issue for me, but it is there. It's something to consider. So those are the main points, and yeah, overall I really like this reel. I'm going to continue to use it. Performance wise, so far it's been great for casting the range of lures that I use, from kind of 5.5 down to 2.5 grams with ease, and nice looking, good performing reel. But again, the max brakes are your friend on this reel. All right, next I want to tell you a little bit about the rod, just a little added information. So the first few times out, I used the Valiant Eagle reel with the regular BFS rod I used to get some consistency, to see how it performed. And then I wanted to try it with the Valiant Eagle rod to see how the rod was. And the results were a little less encouraging, but I'll get to that in a moment. Thanks. All right, the Kastking Valiant Eagle rod. What did I think of that? Yeah, not as sold on the rod as I am the reel, for sure. So as I said when I originally had the unboxing, that it does have the microwave guides, which was something I was interested in, and I was kind of surprised by a few comments. Apparently people are not big fans of the microwave guides. I mean, they've been around a while and they haven't really changed the fishing world, so they can't be miraculous, but I didn't think they'd be bad. I've had them on a few spinning rods before and actually kind of like them, so I thought it'd be all right. I thought it'd be interesting trying a BFS rod. And honestly, I don't think the guides are the issue, but the issue here is just that it doesn't really cast the full range. Here it says 1 to 7 grams, and you know, below 4 grams, it's not really casting well. So it just doesn't load. You know, it's a little stiffer. The tip's a little thicker than a lot of the BFS rods I have, and I think that's the main issue. You know, it doesn't load the small lures, but you know, it's a nice rod. It does have some issues when you're kind of palming it. This metallic type lock nut down here, or whatever you would call it, you know, it's not as comfortable. It kind of feels a little weird, but it's not bad. I mean, I would continue to use the rod, I will for maybe heavier purposes. I do like the fact that it's a 3-piece rod, so it's very portable, you know. Put it in a suitcase when start traveling again and stuff, so that is nice. So I'm not completely disappointed in the rod, but I'm not really sold on it, and I don't think it's something that you need to have for BFS. You can buy cheaper rods that are thinner and load more effectively and get the job done. So hope that helps a little too. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the comments. The comments always help. You know, I'm here to kind of share my experience and also get some feedback and hear about your experiences with this, and hopefully, you know, we can all learn from each other. Good luck to everybody. Good luck fishing. Hope in the Northern Hemisphere everyone enjoys the rest of the summer and get some good fishing in, and look forward to giving you my next video. Thanks, guys. Thanks again for all the comments, subscriptions, and support, and good luck. Have a good one.